What's good? How are you?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live.
Yes, of course. I've been waiting for this day.
Heard, heard, heard. About to get a few people off in here. How your day going?
It's going good. I can't complain. It's been less busy than the weekend, but so than the full weekend. So
Got you, got you, got
a
you.
little a
Um,
little break today, a little small one.
how that Dallas weather? It's hot out there right now.
Man. But it's been a beautiful day. Like it ain't we ain't had that type of weather. I'm not really from Dallas, but we ain't
I
had.
mean Texas. I mean to say Texas. My bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've been having some crazy weather, rain and hail and storms. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I said Dallas because I just seen that they might trade Tyreek Hill to the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about that one, man.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
boy. Like Dallas gonna be
That was
loaded
on
this
your
year.
mind real quick. That was on your
It
mind.
damn sure was. I'm hot as hell about that. The Dolphins my team, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hot as hell about that. All right, we about to go ahead on to get this thing
Thank
started.
you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you for everybody joining. Welcome to Street Dialogue Podcast. Today we have a special guest today, Fashion Rebel.
What's up?
Welcome
What's
to the
up?
show. So go ahead on. So go ahead on and introduce yourself for the fans and the people who are watching that don't know who you are. Go ahead on and introduce yourself, Queen.
All right, my name is Fashion Rebel, the real Fashion Rebel, the biggest, the one and only that you're gonna find.
Facts.
And if you check my page out, you know why I'm Fashion Rebel. You feel me? You ain't gonna find nobody with a style like mine, period. Point blank. I set trends, I do not follow any. You feel me? I break rules. I do my own thing. I'm a rebel. I'm from Austin, Texas, representing. You already know.
Represent.
Hmm.
All from Texas in the building, the show. So I like to dive in, to the upbringing and stuff like that. So let us know about your upbringing, how you was raised in Austin, Texas, and you know what I'm saying, and your a little backstory.
Okay. So, I mean, I was I was raised in the hood, child. I grew up in foster care some part of my life. So, growing up in foster care and dealing with all the things that come with that, you know, it was a little much, but I will say this: everything I ever been through in Austin, everything that I ever went through growing up in foster care and all that made me stronger, and it made me the person I am today. Like I would not change nothing,
Mm,
even like the traumatic situations and all that. I wouldn't change nothing because then I wouldn't have my mentality, and I wouldn't have been able to elevate into the person I am today. But there was a lot of I saw a lot of unnecessary like violence and stuff like that, but there's also like a lot of people in my city that are actually coming together and fighting for the city and trying to really make a difference, and shout out to them and I appreciate them out there. So yeah.
so that's deep. So you grew up in foster care. So what happened to your parents? Like, how did that transpire? Like, what made you end up going into foster care, and what age was that?
Well, so I first went into foster care when I was like 6 years old.
Mm,
um my mom just my little brother passed away, and
right.
my mom, has schizophrenia, mental disorders and stuff that kind of, snapped something in her, and she just really made the best choice. Now as an adult, I can see now that, she made the best choice for us, because it was better for us to be somewhere else than in her care at that time. And
Right.
so we ended up going to foster care. It was me and my two sisters, and we got split up. But then my uncle, my mom's brother, ended up like basically getting us out of foster care and adopting us and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
I went back
Okay.
into foster care when I was 14. So, and that was just, a traumatic experience that happened. A family member, did some things to me that shouldn't have, happened and stuff like that. That happens with a lot of, it's very common and it happens with a lot of women, and people don't like to talk about it and stuff like that. But my uncle did rape me at 14, and you
Mm,
know, it me coming out of that household just helped out a lot to be able to not be around that every day and stuff like that. So coming out of being taken out of the households, I feel like we're definitely needed and everything, although I didn't get to be around my family at those moments as much as I wanted to, but
right.
it definitely was what was needed at that time. So yeah, I ended up doing that, and then I got emancipated when I was like 17 because I was like, I gotta go.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
went out on your own at 17 then?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So you basically went through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you had to overcome a lot. So
Mhm.
mentally, you know, how did you grow from that situation? Like, does it still haunt you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? To go through that at such a young age, and it'd be hard to trust men. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I was in your position. You
Right.
know, it'd be hard to trust men. You know, with that happening to you. So, what effect did that have on you growing up?
Um, it had a huge effect on my life, and it affected, like you said, the trust in men, and just
Mm,
trust in family. Period.
facts.
And just like as a teen at that time, I kind of acted out. I not even kinda. I acted out a lot. Like I even became sexually like really promiscuous, and people think that okay, it should be the opposite of that and stuff like that. But until you in that situation, you cannot say what something should be. You cannot say how
Facts.
somebody will react to that. In my mind, I was like, okay, if somebody's gonna take it from me, why not just let them touch me or something, because they're going to take
Right.
it from me anyway. If my own family member would do it, then anybody's going to do it, so I battled a lot, and like men definitely scared me a lot growing up after that.
Mm,
And I became very like cold. I
I don't
became very
blame you.
cold. And but once like I became violent in a lot of ways and everything, but once I kind of like the more I grew, and
Right.
it really was having my daughter. When I had my daughter, it kind of like made me realize, okay, this stuff is not about you anymore. Like you
Right.
have to really dig deep and find that strength to show her, to let her know that, you can grow from that. You
Mm,
can learn from that. You can learn to, you don't have to forgive them completely for them. You can forgive them for yourself so you can move on. You don't forget at all. But being able to do that and being able to, not look at that as just this traumatic situation that happened in my life, but as something that gave me the strength and gave me something that I can give to my daughter and be able to teach other girls how to still elevate from that and become, a queen still, that we are a goddess. You feel me? So yeah.
facts. 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 Most definitely. So you say you got into a lot of trouble and stuff like that growing up. So when did you actually start getting in trouble? Like you was out here catching cases? Like what's going on? You sound like you wasn't even much playing because I
Oh,
know you had your guard up. Any type of disrespect, especially, going through what you went through, you ain't gonna take no disrespect. So what was actually going on? Like how was you getting in trouble?
Jesus. Okay. I should know you was gonna ask them questions, okay?
So, well, I know you probably was out here throwing them blows for real. Like, hold on,
All
man.
right. Yeah, I kind of that's what it was. Like I used to be a dancer, so like
Okay.
off top, that's already drama in the club. And
That's one of my favorite
yeah.
spots. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
See, I mean, hey. But
I
yeah,
do
so I
not
used to be
do
a
clubs.
dancer.
I do strip
And
clubs.
so I used to be a hothead.
Yeah,
Like I was a hothead,
yeah,
and I think the trouble really started after the age of 14. Like I started getting in trouble at school and just, like skipping school and doing dumb stuff and just hanging with the wrong crowd and stuff, stealing out of stores, just whatever you can name it. Like I was
right.
just doing stuff. And then like I had my daughter when I was like 19. So
Okay, okay.
it's it still was like bad even after I had her. Like I still had to learn and really like grow out of those ways and everything like that. So like I was fighting a lot. Anybody, like you said, anybody looked at me wrong or anything like
Right,
that. Like and my mom and would actually tell me, she used to be like, girl, that stuff is gonna catch up to you, which is ironic because she was out here doing whooping,
right,
what I'm saying? Like they was like, oh, you her daughter. I ain't gonna say her name because I ain't gonna put her out there like that.
right,
But
right, right, right,
they was like, oh, you her daughter. Okay, I know what you gonna fight somebody for real. So I was like, Mama, I felt like she was just, telling me something that you being hypocritical. But she really was trying to tell me don't go the same route she was going and
facts.
stuff. But I wasn't trying to hear that. I wasn't trying to hear that at all. So yeah. I did end up going to prison for 3 years, and
Okay, okay,
you know,
okay.
sitting down, being away from my daughter for 3 years was hard as hell. And at a point, I didn't even want her to come in there and see me because it was like just seeing her walk away and cry and just doing that. It was like, what am I doing to her to see this?
Hmm.
Um, Continue to send pictures, continue to, send her drawings, tell her about me, all that. But bringing her up there, I kind of was like at the point, like, no, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to subject her to that. It wasn't about me.
Facts,
But being in
facts.
there, sitting there, being away from my daughter, even in there, when I first got in there, I was still a hothead. I was doing all kind of stuff, catching cases in there, all kind of stuff.
So
I was
you had some
fighting inside.
jujus in
I
there.
was I was fighting guards and everything.
Oh, damn, you could have caught another charge for sure.
Exactly. I was wilding
Yeah,
until
yeah,
they
yeah,
put me in a place in like segregation, like max custody, to where I couldn't see my daughter. I couldn't even come out the cell for like what 5 minutes for a shower, maybe an hour for the rec yard by myself in a little box.
yeah,
If the
yeah.
guard wanted to do that day, like that really is where I finally was like, and it was my last year there. I finally was like, oh, I'm tripping. Like, I'm really tripping. This is exactly what I said I want to do to my child, and I'm doing it. And I really like sat down and started dealing with the traumas that was inside of me. I started going to anger management classes and cognitive thinking and really trying to like figure out a different way to approach things and what I was so angry about. And it was so many
Mm,
things. And like, I even wrote a letter to, my uncle, and I wrote a letter to him, letting him know how I felt and why, that he didn't have that control over me anymore, and that I wasn't going to keep using that as an excuse to do all these things and to not overcome it and to just keep saying, oh, it was because of this, that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm doing that and that. No, they don't give you a right to not be strong, and they don't give you a right to just no, because at the end of the day, the I'm gonna quote Gates. You know what I'm saying? He said the same power in the universe is the same power in me, and with
right,
that energy, I command it to be. You feel me? We have that energy in us, so we have the power to be stronger than what we even know. Once you tap into that and you really be like, okay, that's where you become the goddess. And I'm just speaking right now because
right,
that's where you become the goddess that you were born to be. Because you can't keep letting your past dictate how your future will become. So once I realized that in there, and it just really, that's when things started to change for me. That's when I started to think different
right.
and really stop letting those, traumas define me, you know?
Facts,
Oh, thank
facts, because it can, yeah, it can control you. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll overpower your mind when you don't get over things or learn how to forgive. I mean, you don't necessarily have to forgive, but just get over it. You know what I'm saying, and move on from the situation. That way, it's not affecting how you treat people and how you disperse your feelings and stuff like that. So you being locked down for 3 years, so you basically moved out on your own when you were 17, and then you end up getting locked up. Well, you had your daughter at 19,
you.
so you end up getting locked up right after that. So I know you had to have it in your mind, like, I'm not able to be out there. I don't want anything to happen to her because I know something happened to you when you was young. So I know it was a mission for you to get out of there. So once you got out, what was your next step? Like, what was your next process? When you got out, did you get into modeling
Yeah,
then?
yeah. Once I got out, my first step was let me get my daughter and spend time with her and just, you know, reintroduce. And I thought it was gonna be a huge, like I thought it was gonna be hard, and it was gonna be like she didn't know me and stuff like that. But baby, she ran to me like like I've
Right.
been waiting for this and everything. So it was
That is true.
amazing. And it was just really what made me get into modeling. That's something that my sister did. I watched my sister do growing up. And I used to just I admired how she did it and how, beautiful it was, the art of modeling. Just being able to become something different in these photos and everything and being able to express that through the art of photography. So like once I got out, and it was really like the way my daughter looked at me, the way she looked up to me, the way she looked at me, and like I was just the most beautiful, like I was a goddess, really. Like I was a goddess and stuff like that. And she just really
Yeah.
like she would always just tell me, "Mommy, you so pretty and you beautiful," and stuff like that. And she was like, what, 5 years old. And it was just like, you know what, like I'm gonna really do this, because she used to tell me, "Mama, you can do that, you can do that." And people on TV, we used to watch America's Next Top Model together and stuff, and she's be like, "Mommy, you could do that, you could do that," and stuff. So it made me like really say, you know what, I can do that. You're right, I can. I know it's something that I really want to do, and
Right.
so why not just do it? And I wanted her to see, no matter what, push for your dreams. So I think it was like 2014 is when I first started modeling. I
Okay.
got out in 2007. So I didn't do, I just took care of life,
Right.
you know?
Right. Your life story sound like mine. I did a 10-year bid though, but I got out in like '07, I believe
Uh-huh.
too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. About the same, around the same year we was hopping out.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, I'm tripping. I got out, it happened in 2007. I got out in 2010, and then I started
Okay.
modeling in 2014. That's what
Gotcha.
happened. That's what happened. I just had to think about that. Wait, okay, yeah. So it was 4 years till I really just, and then I started modeling. I got with like model teams, promo teams, and stuff like that. And I just loved it. Like I worked with so many great people. I worked
Right.
with so many like I worked with celebrities and did stuff with South by Southwest and a lot of fashion shows. Like I did a lot of fashion shows and stuff. I even did something with it was a fashion show and they had Jonathan from Project Runway there as one of the judges. And
Let's
I
go.
was horrible. I was horrible. Like I did not walk good at all. But
Right.
I
So you had to get
practiced.
that model walk now.
Oh my God. I didn't know that it was so much work. People think it's not, but it really is. So I
Right.
practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. And by the end of rehearsals before the show, he made an announcement in front of everybody and he was like, Fashion Rebel, like you have one of the best walks. Like when you first came, it was horrible. He was like, but I've seen you practice and you have one of the best walks I have seen and all this. So like that just really made me feel great. Just like, okay, I can just do anything. I can do anything. If I practice, it just I could do anything. So I just kept going with it. I did a lot
That's
of
dope.
magazines.
Okay, okay. So you was doing South by Southwest.
Mhm.
So you was actually getting your brand out there. So people don't just know you for music; they know you for modeling. So what made you transition into the music after the modeling? Then
Well, I used to write poetry a lot. I still write poetry, but I wrote poetry a lot, and then I would write like little remixes to songs and stuff.
yeah,
And I had like a book with like poetry and stuff in it, and somebody actually found it, and they were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "There's nothing. It's just poetry. It's just words. I just stuff that I be writing down and stuff like that." And they was like, "This is music. Like this is music. Why you not doing this?" And I was like, wow, I never thought about like actually doing it myself. I've wrote stuff for other people and stuff, but I never thought about like I was like doing it myself. And then like once I heard myself, it was like over from there. Once I actually heard
got you.
myself rap something and felt myself like felt the adrenaline from it and just um hear my words out loud coming from me, from my emotion, from my feeling and everything. It was like, oh, this is different right here. And it was just no turning back from there.
Okay, so let's get into the music a little bit. So you got
Thank you.
Pop. The music video is out right now. Pop. How did you come up with the concept for that song? And what was your
So
thought process when you was writing that for Pop?
Pop,
I like that video too. I like that video.
appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to Trailer Park Studios. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They got the video down to the L. Shout out to them. Um, so Pop, okay, Pop stands for Power of the Pussy. And
Facts. Okay. Now we getting somewhere.
you
Okay.
know, that's just
One of the
all
most
around.
powerful things on earth.
Yes, you feel it
Most
is.
definitely.
It just is what it is. It really is.
Facts.
So like it was like writing that, thinking about like basically giving women and letting them know that y'all know we do have the power. Like we do hold the power. That's us. And just being able to like think about what do I want to like tell them and be able to get them to understand it, to portray that and let them know that, this is like this is our world. Like tell that he a lame. They all the same, like, and I'm not even gonna say I ain't gonna say all of them the same
Don't
all the
do us
time.
like that. Nah, come on.
But I'm just saying the majority be doing the same things. That's all I'm saying. It's a special few out there, but the majority of them come with the same lame stuff. So it's
A
like,
lot of niggas be lying. They be lying to females
right.
and
And
gang
you don't got
recognize
to.
gang. Just be real.
You really don't
Exactly.
got
I already know
to.
where you
That's
coming
all you
from.
gotta do.
Fact.
And it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
letting them
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, girl, you hold the power over him. Like you can choose to say, I'm bigger and greater than this. I deserve more. Like I deserve better. I am that, you know?
Right.
So like if you listen to everything in the song and it's really just saying I'm that bit. Really that's who I
Facts.
am. And that just is what it is.
Like that. I like that.
But
So
that was a
yeah,
fun video. I love that video. Everybody showed up, showed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't do the concept, the whole Barbie thing, no. Okay. I'll
yeah.
be like, my whole line is I'm a goddess, fuck a Barbie. That's my whole line.
I
So
like that. I like that.
in the video, I tear off the Barbie head. I say I ain't never played with Barbies and stuff like that. Like, don't call me no doll. I'm not your doll. I'm not your Barbie. I am a goddess. That's what I am. That's what I am. Period. Like, that mean I don't
Facts.
deserve nothing less than goddess treatment.
Facts. I mean, Nicki Minaj started that whole Barbie movement, and then everybody else just ran with it. Everybody a Barbie, so it's good for you to identify yourself as a goddess and set your own trends. Now you're gonna have a lot of people calling themselves goddesses out here,
Good.
and there's
As
nothing wrong with that.
they should.
So
As they should.
royalty. So royalty. What is that song about? Royalty.
Ooh, just what that is. It's really, if you think about it, all of them, like all my music kind of tie in with each other. So like everything, the music that I do, I make it fun. I make it to where, it's relatable and you can understand it, but I make sure the beat is where it needs to be. But the words in it, what I'm saying, is like I'm royalty, nothing less than that. And um the second verse, I kind of okay. So the second verse of royalty is about somebody.
So who is that talking about? You ain't got to say no names, but if you
um,
don't want to, but so it's a real person. Then it's based on a true story.
yeah, yeah.
So break
A
down the
lot of
second verse. So
my
so let's
lyrics
get
are
into that.
all the way true. My lyrics are true. Okay,
So
my
I got
lyrics are
another
true.
song I want to get into now. Oh yeah. So after you finish breaking this down,
So in royalty in the second verse, it talks about basically like a man who was acting like a female, trying to
mm,
tell trying to tell a woman how they should be, how they should act, how you're not doing this, but and that's great if you are a king yourself. If you are showing king characteristics, if you are showing godlike personalities, and you are giving and uplifting that queen and elevated that goddess and everything like that, then yes, you deserve to be able to talk to that woman and your woman and be able to elevate her and give her that encouragement and stuff like that. But that means build her up, not tear her down. Or don't build her up
facts
just so you can later tear her down and say, "Oh, I did this for you,
and
I
throw
did
it in
that for you," and
the
stuff
face.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. You right.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, and then if you not on top of your stuff, in the verse I say, you you living with your mama. Like how can you tell her anything? How can you tell me anything or a woman anything if you living with your mama, bro? She got her own place, paying her own bills, coming up with her own every month. You know, driving her,
Right.
doing her thing, and taking care of her kids. How can you tell this lady that? Oh well, why you be struggling and why you be this? Probably because a lot of people out here struggling right now. She's doing it by herself. Maybe
Yeah.
because she's making sure that her kids have everything and her bills are paid, and she's not worrying about what she needs at the moment or nothing like that. Or maybe
Facts.
because she got to put stuff here and grab stuff here just to make ends meet because nobody is helping. Example, you are not helping that woman and everything, but you can't say that if you're living at home with your mom and not helping your mom pay bills. So you ain't got no bills for yourself. You ain't got none of that stuff, but you talking about why are you always struggling? Sir, you only not struggling because you are not being independent yourself. When you become an independent man, when you become a king, when you become a god, then turn around and come talk to me. But until you are on that level, do not come to me and tell me anything about how I live my life or what I'm doing it or question me about why I'm doing this and doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
At least try to get yourself in position. Like you can't be stagnant at your mama house,
Yeah.
and not making no moves. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out here because you're right. It's easy
Yeah.
to live with your mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not pay no bills. Because you got a safety net. But when that safety net gone, people like us, when you been out on your own and in the streets.
Stop playing. Yes, it's D Black. But check this out. You want to be fresh, hot, cool like D Black? Well, I suggest you work with Golden Money Team Marketing. They'll put you out, they'll keep you out, and they'll keep the ball rolling. All you need to do is hit that link somewhere around here. Stop playing.
It is to have a roof over your head.
Right.
That's one of the prime things, to have food on the table. So we gonna make those sacrifices. But when you getting pampered your whole life, you ain't gonna really know how I feel.
Mm-mm.
You know. So yeah, most
Grown
definitely you
babies.
gotta lead the next.
Got
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
got these
So
grown babies walking around.
Facts, facts. And you got. It's not only men out there like that. It's a lot of women out there. They real dependent. You know, you got to be self dependent.
Yeah,
You don't want to really depend on nobody because when you
right.
do that, you know, that's like a female that don't work and your man taking care of you. Now you handicapped. You gonna basically be stuck with that man, and now he gonna probably try to control you because you ain't got no job. You ain't got no job history, and you'll be stuck in that position and you can't get out.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody gonna
yeah.
hire you if you ain't got no job. You gotta be self dependent out here for
Right. You
sure.
gotta you definitely gotta do that. And I wanted to say that too, because I don't want it to be like, okay, I'm just saying speaking on one side of things. Because, women, we do that too. We will get comfortable in a situation and be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I know I have all of this, he take care of me, he doing that, I ain't gotta save, I ain't gotta put nothing up for myself or nothing like that. And you have to really think about that, you know,
Fact.
um, things do happen. Things do happen. And even if that man is treating you in every way possible, you never know what could happen. And you don't want to be, just shit I love, SOL. You don't want to be SOL just sitting there and have nothing for yourself if something does ever happen. And then you're looking like, oh, wow, like I really don't know where to start or what to do. And then you have to go depend on somebody else and then somebody else and then somebody else. We have to think smarter and really just, and it's not even like, okay, you're just not trusting in your partner or you just not, you know, feeling like it's not going to last or something like that. No, it's that's not what I'm saying at all. Definitely, when you're in love with that partner, that's your husband, that's whatever the case may be. You ain't even got married. That's your
Right.
partner. Definitely, most definitely, y'all are conjoined. Y'all are supposed to be, what's yours is mine. This is us together. This is all that. But things happen.
Facts.
Things happen. So just stay ready to keep from getting ready. That's just
Yeah.
at the end
But
of
I
the
don't
day,
knock
that's what
nobody
it is.
how they want to live it. You know, however you want to live it, that's you. But like you say, if something do happen, you know, he can have a health issue. If you're not able to bring in income, like how you gonna hold down the fort?
Yeah, even something like that is
Yeah,
gonna happen.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, facts. So let's get into this next song. Now that we talking about this, I know you was raised in the gutter. So demon time.
Ah!
Now, what's your definition of demon time? Like, what's your mindset when you wrote this song? Like, break down demon time. What's the meaning behind
Okay.
that? Let's get into that one.
All right. So so in the beginning of the song, in the hook of the song is it say basically, I'm not your friend, I'm not your foe, I'm not your itch, I'm not your woe. Like don't I'm not none of the names y'all want to call me.
Right.
I'm not none of that. You don't really know me. Like you don't really know me. So don't just come up to me thinking I'm your friend at all. Like we might relate to each other, we might be all that, but I don't just trust people off top. Just that's where I'm at with it. I just don't trust people off top. I am a Libra, so I definitely go off energy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and it's like I'm not your enemy neither. I'm not your enemy because I don't see nobody else for real.
Right.
I don't compete with nobody else, and that definitely was to a certain person. It definitely was a message to a certain person.
Got
She is also an artist, and
got you.
I knew that she would catch that because she knew. So I knew that she would catch that and it would give the effect that it needed to give because I needed her to understand that in no way possible. Like I'm not gonna go online and talk mess. I'm not gonna be in the street doing all that no more because I have elevated above that. I don't have to do that. I don't have
Facts.
to unless you push me there, which would have to be messing with my kids. But unless you push me there, other than that, what am I doing that for? Been there, done that. I'm beyond that now. So
Yeah.
but if you do come at me, I'm telling you, I am a Libra to the fullest. Your feelings will be hurt. Like I'm gonna go straight to the studio and your feelings is gonna be hurt. It's just what it is. Like but I need you to know that I'm not looking at you as competition. I'm not looking at you as you're not my friend and you're not my enemy at all. You're not nothing. Like I'm not none of that at all because I don't care
Facts.
at all. And when I say demon time, I don't mean, okay, I don't mean demon time like I'm finna load up, we finna ride out, I'm finna mask on, all that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna be doing all that. No, at all. I'm not there no more whatsoever. So when I say demon time, it means that you done woke me up. That means
Mm,
I've been right here focusing on what I need to focus on, doing this and all that. But that person that's inside of me, that diamond, that's another thing. That's something else. But that person inside of me, that altar,
right.
that diamond inside of me gonna come out. And when you wake that up,
Mm,
when you wake that part of me up, like you're not gonna like it at all. Is I'm not going to physically harm you, but your feelings are
facts.
gonna definitely be hurt. Like and that's the demon time I'm on. And it's not even just about me doing, little petty stuff and nothing. That mean I'm about to shine harder than what I was. That mean you're gonna hate seeing me all the time, like growing and flourishing and being successful. Because that's the best revenge you can do to somebody.
Facts.
That is
Facts.
to shine and to glow and to just
I
be
like that.
successful on them. But like they hate that. They hate
That's
that.
true.
So yeah, that's my demon time.
That's
You
that
know.
real demon time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We ain't gonna indulge in that because we done did prison time, man. Most of these people ain't never really did no time, so I don't see how people catching charges. I'm gonna outsmart you any day.
You.
You ain't gonna trick me out of my position. You lower than me. So by me showing that I'm above you, I'm most definitely gonna outsmart you because you
Yeah.
ain't gonna outthink me.
Yeah.
And you keep those type of people from around
Yeah.
you. It's easily to maneuver around from people like that.
Right.
It's a waste of our
Yeah.
time because we
I've
done
been there
built
once.
ourselves up.
I don't want to
Yeah,
go back. I don't see how people just continuously go back. I don't want
facts.
to.
And people try to
Like,
bring that negativity out you. So
yeah.
how you get rid of negativity? You be positive. You
Yeah.
do positive things for yourself.
And I
You ain't got to indulge in that.
meditate. Like that really helps me a lot.
Right.
Being on my spiritual journey and meditating like that helped me really align.
Got you. Got
you
you.
know.
So I want to get
But yeah, with
into
that,
this. Oh no, what you were saying? My bad, Queen.
yeah, with that demon time, that was really me saying it was just I had to talk my shit for real.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I just
Okay.
had to pop it one time. I really just
Nah,
had to
pop
pop it one time.
your shit. Pop your shit. I ain't no hater
because
shit. I like that. Yeah.
I'm not who I used to be, but
Right.
don't forget that it's still embedded in me. Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
who I used to be, but don't think that you can try me for real. Like, and
Facts.
I just really had to pop it, and it was just like I'm from Texas too, so I'm like, what do y'all think? You feel me?
People
And
in Texas don't take no bullshit for
never.
real. They ain't on that. You know, for
So yeah.
sure they ain't on that. So my next song, the last one I want to get into is "When We Got Rich" featuring Fluid P. She was a guest on my show. Uh, so how did you make that connection with Fluid P? And how did that song come about? How did y'all get in the lab together? How did you make that connection with Fluid P?
I met Fluid last year during South by Southwest, a little bit before South by Southwest. I met her.
Okay.
I did a show with a distributor. I did a show with distributor in Dallas, and it was a competition to be performed at the South by Southwest show, and Fluid was there. And I just remember when I first saw her, I remember thinking like, I love her style. Like I love her style. She's different. And I love anything different, out of the ordinary. I hate an ordinary female, ordinary like come on, like you don't have to be the same as everybody else. We seen that. What can you do different? You know? Um and I love women. So I love women. I will never hate on you can never catch me hating on a woman because I love them so much. Like I love
Correct.
women.
Nah, I can see that
so
on the page. You feel me? We gonna
so
get
it's
into
like
that. Yeah.
It's like you can never get me to hate on a woman. So seeing her, I was like, oh wow, like I love her style. I couldn't wait to see her perform. And I remember thinking when I performed and everything, like I had the crowd lit and everything like that. After I performed, I think she performed after me, and I was like, out of everybody there, I was like, okay, that it got to be out of me and her, because I was like, her performance was dope as hell. Like her energy is amazing, and like the way she captivated the crowd and everything. So I went up to her, we talked and everything, and just the energy that she had, her aura and everything, it just was amazing.
Right.
And I could feel, I was
Right.
like, this is a genuine soul. Like this
Hmm.
is somebody who who knows how to be a genuine, kind-hearted person, and who has probably been through something to be able to, like, you know, um,
She has.
yeah,
She has. Y'all have two similar stories as well too.
yeah, and it was just like I could feel that through my soul. I could feel that, and so I felt that like connection. Like that's somebody I can really call a friend now.
Right.
Like that's my
Right. Right.
like Fluid P is about to be a bridesmaid in my wedding, so she's
That's what
somebody I could call a friend now.
we most
You know.
definitely about to get into that. So let's get into the juice.
So
So who is Devious?
that is my fiance.
I figured
That is my wife.
that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
is
Yes.
my fiance. That is my wife. I did a thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you. I did a whole live explaining everything that happened with that situation, which kind of ties into when we got rich. So
Right.
it was a whole I was poly at one point, and so I was married to a guy,
Right.
and before him, I was with like nothing but women and everything. And then I met him at one point in my life, and I fell in love with the kids. I fell in love with the way he was with his kids and stuff like that. And just, it was still like I was not attracted to no other man though, or nothing. And
Right.
then it was like at a point I told him, I was like, I have to have a woman. So I introduced him to Polly and all that. He knew how it was, everything. Long story short, I met her, and it was like something flipped off in me. Like this
Right.
is this is the true me. Like this is who I really am. I don't know why. Like I was wondering why I was so like still felt so empty, so unhappy, still in the inside. What was going on? Why was I still felt like something was missing? And why did I still feel like I was not myself? And when I met her, I was just able. She became such a good like best friend, and I just was able to be me, and it just started peeling off these layers and this mask of what I was doing, and it was like, okay,
Yeah.
like what was I
Yeah.
doing the past 8 years? Why was I here?
Right. Right.
And
Right. Right.
yeah, long story short, that got you know cut to the end,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, now it is me and her, and I feel amazing. I feel 100% me. So, and when we got rich. It kind of like ties into a lot of things that happened in that situation that I was in with him, and then just a lot of. I be trying to watch my mouth, y'all.
Nah, do your thing. Do your
And cut
thing.
us off.
Nah,
I
we
be
good. We good.
okay, but it was it was a lot of fuck shit to me. I don't
Right.
care.
Right.
I
Right.
don't care.
Right. 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 Right.
I be trying not to say certain stuff because I be trying to save him, because it's a lot of people. It's people that watch and send shit and then go back, and then he gets crying like a little female about everything and stuff like that. So it's like, but I try and save him from a lot of stuff because he tried to paint the picture that he tried to paint, and that's not what it was, and that's not what
Right.
happened. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I don't care what people think. So you can feed them
Right.
whatever you want to feed them. I don't care what people think. Go ahead. say a little story, whatever you want to make me look bad and make you look however you want to, that's fine. But it was just like, okay, I'm tired of being quiet because you keep saying stuff, you keep doing stuff, you keep like nitpicking and just like, so I was
Right.
like, what? Okay. Like I said, what do I do? I'm gonna get in the studio. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. Like, leave me alone. So
Right.
it was just like
Right.
about a lot of the fuck shit that happened. Like,
It was getting toxic,
yeah,
basically.
it was getting toxic, and it was just like, yeah, like at the end of the day, we were in a situation where we had like, I'm gonna just give you some of the tea. I'm gonna just give you some of the tea. At the end of the day, we was married, and so we had joint accounts and stuff like that. But when stuff happened and everything, you changed the accounts. You changed the accounts, took all the money and stuff like that. Even money, okay, that I had, like you took all the money.
That's
You sold everything that was in our house and everything. Sold everything.
I would have been hot.
Like, I'm talking about everything that was in the house. You sold
So
everything,
not to
furniture.
interrupt. So it's like you in a relationship, but this nigga sound like he plotting on everything to leave with everything and just fuck everybody
And,
over.
and you
Because
know
if you
what? I think
genuine,
that
you don't do stuff like
I
that.
think at some point, I think that once he read, because he would always be like, he felt like, that I was gonna leave him for a woman and stuff like that. He felt like I didn't, but it was other stuff that was happening. I
Right.
asked him to go to counseling because he had an anger problem. And
Right.
I try not to speak on that, and I try not to talk about that to family members and stuff because I knew I wasn't leaving at that time. So if I know I'm
Right.
still gonna be with this person, there's no reason for me to talk to my family members and do all that so they can hate you, and I know I'm still gonna be here, or for even put them in that situation.
That's true.
So I didn't do that. So and I didn't speak on some of the things that would happen that he felt like it wasn't abusive. I felt like if you at any moment, if you put your hands on me, if you throw something at me and hit me with it, if you push me as a man and you come up to me forcefully, run up on me and push me into a wall, that is fucking
That's
abusive,
abuse.
okay?
Yeah.
Like,
That's abuse.
what do
You
you
don't
what do
put
you
your
learn
hands
this?
on a woman. Even if a woman put their hand on me, I'm not touching you, fam. I'ma leave.
Like,
Simple.
what are you saying? What are you saying? Putting your hands on me at any time is not
That's
is
yeah. That's yeah. Yeah.
breaking everything in the house. Like, this is the stuff to me.
That's
I ain't even
crazy.
gonna hold you. That's the stuff that females
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
go and break everything in the house and all of the extra stuff, doing all that. But it was scary because stuff like that would happen in front of the kids,
And that's
and
no
I hated
self
that.
control.
Yeah,
You
so
have
if
no
I'm
self
telling
control.
you to do this and go to counseling and do this, and you're still not doing it, and I already like am not a big fan of men in the first place,
Right.
and I'm already feeling like what do you think is going to happen when somebody
Right.
come in and show me that life don't gotta be like that? That's not what life
Right.
gotta be like, and this is not even what you like in the first place. So come here. And that's kind of, what happened. And so like it was just like in the song I say lost the bag last week. Like that's really what happened. Like it wasn't just like no little money. That was it was like lost the bag last week. Like walk a mile in my shoes, y'all. Like I really don't understand the stuff that go behind, behind what y'all see on Instagram and stuff like that,
Mm.
behind what y'all see on social media. Like I had a lot of things going on to where it was like anybody in my position, other people in my position would have broke. A lot of people tell me that, and I'm like, I can't afford to break because if I break, then my daughter gonna feel like that's if I and I'm not saying like take a mental break and nothing like that. I'm saying if I completely give up, my daughter, my son, like are going to feel like I don't want them to ever feel like that's the option. That's the option. And we're all
Right.
human. We need to take those moments to kind of breathe and everything. So I'm not saying that. Definitely take care of your mental health. Definitely self-love, self-care, work on that. What I'm saying is don't give up though. Like, so like writing that music and really doing that song, I had to get a lot of that stuff off my chest.
Fact.
And really, I went through a lot of stuff with him, and it was just like, you know what? This. I'm gonna just go ahead and do this right here and see how you feel about this then. And it was definitely a lot. It was definitely a lot of stuff being said. But when I wrote the song, I knew that Fluid would be great on there because we wanted to show definitely that we kept talking and talking about a meaningful song. We wanted to do something deep, something that people can relate to, not just the regular, booty popping, all that stuff, the crunk music,
Right.
stuff like that. No, I want you to be able to relate to this. Something that you can cut on. You riding in the car, if you smoke, you blowing, and you like, okay, oh man, yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, damn, yep. I went through that, was just dealing with a motherfucker like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
all about fake people, them coming up and really showing true colors. The people that really, did us dirty and stuff like that. But we overcame
Mm-hmm.
all that. That's the whole point of the song is like we overcame all that. And at the end of the day, it say when we got rich, not when we get rich. It's when we got rich. Cause I'm speaking that. I'm manifesting that. It's already there. It's already there for me. The universe has already given me that. I just ain't completed my path yet to get there. But God
Facts.
already got that for me. So I'm already rich. I already got that. So it's when we got rich, like that's when y'all start seeing this success and you start seeing this and you start seeing that. You've activated me at this point. You've
Mm.
activated me. You've shown me true colors of certain things and you've made me grow more. Do you know how dangerous that is for me to grow? Like that's the dangerous part. Like you did
Right.
that and now I'm going to basically shit on you. Like that's just what it is. And it was a lot of other people. It wasn't just, about him. It was about people that it was about my ex girlfriend. She did a lot of fuck shit too. She did a lot of stuff
Mm.
and she was crazy. She called the laws a lot, you know.
Oh no, I
But
can't.
she
Yeah,
would,
if you do some shit like that, yeah, you done.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She called the
Yeah. For
lies a
sure,
lot.
you
It was
done.
definitely very, very, very toxic. Okay, and that was the
Right.
whole poly situation with him too. And it was definitely very toxic. And she was the type that would do something to you, and then to get a reaction out of you just so she can be like help help type stuff.
Crying
That's
wolf.
Yeah,
Do
that's the
something,
type
then
she was.
playing victim. Playing victim.
Right, right. But the worst thing is like getting my kids involved and stuff like that, and like
Right.
treating my kids bad or anything like that, or um you know that's where it gets to the point for me where it's like, okay, that's where you fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that at all. Don't say nothing about my daughters. Don't say nothing about my son. Don't say nothing about my kids. That because then it's like a switch that's gonna go off that I might not be able to control. Okay, I'm a boss and I'm gonna be a boss and I'm gonna stay elevated to the fullest. Now I pray and I meditate and I feel like, Lord, if you can't guide me, then forgive me for being lost at that moment in time when it comes to my kids, because that is my button right there. Now I'm still growing there, y'all. So
I mean,
you know,
that's one thing you don't. By us being grown, no matter how you feel about a person, the kids are innocent. So let's leave that. Leave the kids out of it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So who is DJ Swiss?
Oh, DJ Swiss, that is my nephew. So
Okay.
in my songs, a few of my songs, I was like, free my nephew DJ. Shout out to DJ. He was locked up. He was released last year, I think in October. And he is an amazing, like, amazing artist. He's a rapper. He started doing music, I think, before he got locked up, and he used to always like um be like, Annie, help me with this and listen to what I got and stuff like that. And he when he first started, he was very much on the mumble and just like, and I was like, okay. So I gave him my feedback and stuff like that. And he took that and he elevated and he really grew. And I watched him grow as in a writer, and just his cadence and his voice and everything. And I just like, I am amazed at the like young man that he has become. But he's out here really, he's in Austin, he's from Austin, and he's like, really trying to become a different person, do things right and
Right.
stuff like that, like stay off the streets. So I want to be able to help him as much as possible, and I want to be able to, show him and guide him and introduce him to people and just give him the stuff in the music, industry and stuff that I didn't have, in certain guidance and the connections that I have and stuff, because I want him to stay off the street. I don't want him to fall back into, it's easy to get out here and be like, life is so different. And especially when you do a lot of time, like, it's like life is different, things changed, it's
Right.
harder now, is and you now have a background and this and that, and it's easy to be like, I can just go back to doing this and I will have everything I had before, you know
Right. Right.
or
Right. Right. Right.
I know I could just do this like that, and it'll be like, bam, I'm back in business, and I will be able to, fund my dream the way I want to. So that's easy. But he's actually trying, as a young man out here in this generation. And I think he's what, 23? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think,
my advice to him, shit, bro, get you 2 or 3 jobs.
yeah.
You ain't gonna have time for the streets. That's what I had to do. Like I caught myself dibbling, dibbling right back into the streets, and I'm like, man, look, man, I can't keep doing this shit because my cousin, this dumbass nigga, he gonna go to this trap spot. He was going to, because his people was over there,
Yeah.
but he didn't know the cops was watching that shit, and I just got a whole QP in the car. It was his birthday, and he come back to my car. Next thing you know, I see all these cops pulling up. I'm like, man,
Oh my
look
God.
at this shit.
Yeah.
And I could have went down for that shit if they would have really searched. You know what I'm saying? But they was watching that house for selling guns. And I'm like, bro, I told him. So he ended up going to jail because he had a warrant. And I'm like, bro, I told him to stay
Yeah.
put. You feel me? But everything happened for a reason. He had to get by that. But yeah, that's what once that happened, I'm like, man, I gotta work.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I did. I worked the job in the daytime and in the nighttime, and I just made sure I just kept grinding, and I stayed out the streets.
Yeah. And that's what he's working, and like he's actually working, a job, and really
Yeah,
like really trying. And that's why I'm like, I'm proud of that young man. I'm proud of him. And like, shout out to DJ. Y'all check him out,
because
DJ Swiss.
when you on the streets, a lot of people put up this fake facade, but you can make more money working and not looking over your back, especially if you get a career, and you can be
Mhm.
straight out here,
Yeah.
and you can invest in yourself. You ain't got to necessarily sell drugs. If you been there, done that, you can change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Pinterest, and I just want to give a big shout out to Golden Money Team Marketing. Y'all make sure y'all get at them for all promo services, all marketing services, the whole nine, media, all that. Make sure y'all tell them that your girl Pinterest sent you.
Who is um David Coleman?
Yep, knew that was coming. So yeah, that's the person we spoke of.
Okay, that was him.
That was definitely him.
So he was involved with the music and stuff like that as well too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. So we not even much gonna get on his topic. So we gonna go ahead on and move on. I have Carlos Corleone. How did you meet him?
So I met him through By Breezy. She does a lot of events and big shows and festivals in Houston, and so I did a festival with her, Hugh 20 Fest, and I did last year, and I did it again this year, and he was one of the person that was like involved. I guess they end up doing the event together this year, the festival, and
Right.
so I met him through that show.
Okay. I was gonna ask who was Bias Breezy, but you explained that, so that's how you end up connected with Carlos.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Oh, and she got a dope studio like compound opening up in Houston, coming up, opening up soon. Like it's huge. It's like has a lot of content creating like rooms and just different stuff that you can use it for, rent it out, events, videos, all kind of stuff. And it's like a compound. So yeah, y'all look out for that Bike Studios.
okay. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. So my next question for you: what type of example do you want to set being a female artist?
Um, honestly, it's really in my name, fashion rebel. It's really just being a rebel, which is in all aspects, not just you know, in the music, but everything. Just being a rebel and just being you, being different, being unapologetically you, being 100% you, and just going against everything that they say you can't do, the things they say not to put together, the rules and stipulations and stuff like that and guidelines that they try to put you into as a female artist. Like they try to put you into this box and these guidelines on how you need to be
Right,
and as a female artist. And you don't have to do that. Like you can be authentically and unapologetically you and shine if you have that confidence in yourself. If you have that confidence in yourself and you recognize your power, like you can be that. You don't have to follow the trend and hop on what everybody else is doing or nothing like that. Stand out. So like that's what I want female artists in my music to take away. Like I don't feel like I have a sound I don't feel like I look like anybody, sound like anybody. I feel like and I've worked hard to just keep it authentic and just be me. So um I really want female artists to really just take away from that and be like, I can be authentic. I can be me. I can be true to me. I can be a rebel. Rebel against that shit, y'all. you
facts,
know?
facts. Okay, I like that. So who were the people that inspired you to do music? Like, were there any artists out of Texas or any artists particular that inspired you to do music?
Um honestly, it's more people like Mia X and like
Oh, okay,
you
okay,
know, growing up
yeah,
listening to like
that's the South.
Queen Latifah, Mia X,
Yeah,
those type of artists.
right, right,
Definitely, I love Remy Ma. I love the rawness, the
yeah,
old Lil Kim. When I say the old Lil Kim, I'm talking about the Lil Kim that was raw, that was authentically her. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the Foxy Browns, people like that. MC Light, those artists like really inspired me to just really rap, like really use my lyrics, not just um not just talking, saying anything, but really using your lyrics and really really saying something more with your music.
right. So
Oh yeah.
that goes into my next question. Why do you feel it's important for fans to know who you are as a person?
um because to know me as a person is to understand me, to really understand who Rebel is and how I've become this person, how I've become this strong person. Like, what to know what I've overcome is to know me, honestly.
Right. Right.
And being able to understand that, then you can better understand me. I really don't care if people understand me or not, but I love all my supporters and all my fans, but I cannot care about what everybody thinks about me. It just would drive a person crazy.
Right.
But
Right.
um
Right. Right.
just being able to understand me can help them better relate and stuff like that. And I want them to be able to relate to my music and be able to take away from it what I want them to take away from it. And yeah. Oh, and going back to what you said before, I totally forgot to say this, and I don't know how I forgot
Yeah.
this, but one of my biggest music inspirations, and I don't care how nobody feel about it too, is Kevin Gates. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kevin Gates, he a big artist with no type of promotion and stuff. You don't even hear him on the radio. He able to sell.
mhm. And he's just authentically him. Kevin Gates is gonna
Yeah.
be him regardless. He don't care who don't invite him to the parties, the functions, the
Right.
Grammy, whatever. What he not getting voted for, nothing like that. Like, he still is going to be 100% him. And he really talk about stuff in his music, and it really be what was for him. But he really, like, especially now, the way he is elevated and really grew into his kingdom, and really grew into his power, like his spiritualism and everything. It's like he knows how to heal through his music now. And like, his lyrics and stuff that he talks about now is actually, healing people. Even, we love the, raw old Kevin Gates too. Of course, if you're a Kevin Gates fan, you got to. But the stuff he's doing now is just more of what people need, the world needs, honestly.
Yeah. Because
And
people do be talking about a whole bunch of foolishness,
mhm,
but he actually enlightens you. You know, no matter what walk or whatever belief you have, he's spitting some real stuff,
yeah,
stuff that you can learn from.
right.
Especially he big on energy, just like you are.
Mhm, mhm.
So, what advice do you have for independent female artists that are coming up?
Um, like I said, always bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself. Be 100% authentically you. Um, don't be looking for a big entourage of people to be on your team. Sometimes the people on your team and the people you have around you can be wishing on your downfall, can really be
Mm,
secretly feeling like resentment because you are doing something that they feel like they should have been doing, or they feel like they're entitled to something that you worked extra hard for or something. So, like, find those few people that you can trust, that you can actually really trust with your life, and keep those people in your circle. Put them a part of your team. Don't just go for people that are just, oh, they big, they huge, they famous, they this, they that, and they don't have your best interests at heart and everything. And then you lose yourself in the process, or, deals go wrong, certain stuff happens, they fuck you over and all that, because that's easy to happen in this industry, especially as a female, independent female artist, definitely. And just stand on shit. Like, don't let nobody tell you just anything. Learn stuff, research stuff. Make sure you got your shit 100% together, so that nobody can try and take that from you and everything. Like, you just want to make sure you do that, and you got this. We really run shit. So, like, definitely
facts.
believe in yourself. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's gonna be hard. The journey, nothing great has ever been easy. So don't give up. Keep pushing. Do you. Believe in yourself.
That's great. That's great advice. We about to wrap it up. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, but this is a great interview. I am enjoying your company. So
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
I appreciate that. So I ask this to all my guests that come on the show. What do you value more in life, morals or money? and explain why.
Definitely morals,
Uh,
because you could money ain't finna. First of all, money ain't finna be worth nothing in a minute. Okay, the way this world is going, money ain't finna be
right.
worth nothing in a minute. So, like, that's a piece of paper that grow on the tree. Okay, that's a piece of paper that is just created from anything, and it can be burned, it can be tore up, it can be all that. But the person, your characteristics, who you are, your morals is what makes you the person that you are. That's never gonna go anywhere. Like, that's embedded in you. So, like, being able to have good morals and everything is like what characterizes the person that I am. I could lose money. I could that's nothing. You can make more of that. It's meant to be spent and everything. But your morals is a part of who you are. So if you want to be that type of person, then be that type of person. But if you want to be a person that's going to leave a mark on the world, you're going to walk into a room and your energy and your aura shines and you are successful and everything like that. Keep those morals very important at the top. Don't fall for
Facts.
nothing. Stand on that. Die about it. You feel me?
Yeah. I like to ask all my guests that, especially if they do music, because a lot of people do things that are against their morals in this music industry, and they can't live with themselves after they do it. So you know you're gonna be faced with a situation where it's gonna show if your morals is really over money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you have to be grounded in what you believe in. So you know you can't be fooled by persuasion of words and money and stuff like that. You got to be grounded in your morals. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to live with yourself
Right,
after that.
right,
No matter how
right,
much money you got, you could be haunted by things that you do that is against your morals. You might not be able to live with
right.
that. You know,
It's gonna make you question who you really are and
fact,
what type of person you really are.
facts.
Yeah.
So my next question that I like to ask people that come on the show: what comes first in your life? Money, power, or respect? In what order? And explain why.
Um, I would definitely say respect
Why?
first, and I would say that because I'm big on loyalty,
Mm,
like huge on a person's loyalty. So if you respect me as a person, then I know you are going to be loyal because it's no way that you can respect me and be disloyal. Like it's literally no way because that means you didn't have no respect for me at all. That's just how I look at it. I don't know about anybody else,
right.
but that's how I look at it. And just being respected shows that a person having respect for me shows that I'm that bitch basically. I'm that person that I want to be. And not saying that bitch like I'm not talking about looks and none of that. I'm talking about just being the person that, like I explained earlier, the person that I want to be, the person that leaves that mark. So and then I guess power, I don't know, money. Cause those are not really stuff that I would like characterize up there. Like it would really be like family, loyalty, and then maybe money. Like that's like the
Okay.
power.
Got you.
Power is not like I'm powerful regardless. So that's not being powerful in the world is not what
But you can look
appeals.
at power in another way. Like you have the power to change people's lives. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to, you know what I'm saying? You have the power to encourage people to believe in themselves. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
being
Like power could
in
be
a
used
position, yeah, to be able to
in
do
a
stuff
in a
like
positive way. Because
so.
when
Put it
people look
like
at
that.
power,
Yeah.
right?
If
Yeah,
you put it like that, I would definitely put that in there. Yeah,
yeah. Because
and
you
I
want
would say,
to have the power to do things. Power to uplift your family. The power to, you know what I'm saying, be able to do things. The power to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got that power, you able to make changes in people's lives. So, my next question for you, Fashion Rebel, name your top five artists in hip hop. Past or present.
Okay. So you already know one of them, Kevin Gates. You already know. Um,
Okay.
Gates is definitely up there. Okay, I definitely gotta say Tupac.
Mm.
Definitely Tupac. And then top five. There's so many. Okay. Definitely MC Light.
Okay. Kevin Gates, Tupac, MC Light. That's a nice one.
Missy Elliott.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Missy Elliott. And okay, Cardi B. Cardi B.
Most
Yeah.
definitely Cardi B for sure.
Yeah. I gotta
Okay.
give her.
So what are your future goals for music? Like what are your future plans and goals that you have in store for music? What do you plan on
Um,
doing in the future? What are your goals?
I am working on an album.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of like what I'm focused on right now. Um, I'm trying to get myself to take a break from performances so I can 100% focus on the album. But I just love performing so much. I love performing. That adrenaline, just being on stage, just being in front of people, and just doing my music. It just give me a different type of, you know, boost. So it's like I don't want to take a break, but I know I need to so I can focus on my album. So that's basically what I'm working on now is the album. That's the big thing is the project. And one is
Okay.
definitely this one is definitely going to be it's like the layers of me, layers of Rebel. And it's this kind of, what I'm saying, it's like exclusive information I'm giving out right now.
It's an exclusive
you know,
interview. You feel
yeah,
me?
it's exclusive information.
Right.
It's gonna be called DTR, which is Death to Rochelle. And Rochelle is basically somebody is me, but it's who everybody knew me as when I was like in that situation with the guy and all that, and just the person that I was masked up to be. And it's like death to her, death to Rochelle. Like, y'all about to see why I'm saying that, because now I have 100% coming to myself, and this is I gotta reintroduce myself. Y'all have to re-meet me now. Like, so that's basically what I'm definitely working on the most.
Okay. Okay. So where can people find you on social media as far as Instagram, Spotify? Like how will they be able to find you? What are your handles on these platforms? How will be able
Uh,
to find you?
so the Real Fashion Rebel, THA, Real Fashion Rebel, the not the, y'all, THA. Okay, if you put that E in there, you're not gonna find me at all. But
Yeah, THA, yeah, for sure.
THA, the Real Fashion Rebel, on Instagram, on TikTok,
Okay.
on Twitter. It's the Real Fashion Rebel on
Somebody
Spotify.
did say they was following you on Twitter in the comments.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love y'all. Um, yeah, Twitter, and then Spotify, Fashion Rebel, everything. Yeah. Okay. And on
Okay.
definitely on uh YouTube, you can search up Fashion Rebel and search my music and stuff like that. I'm working on rebranding too. I'm gonna be making a new YouTube page because that was something that was when I was with that person,
Right.
and
Right.
so I'm gonna be rebranding and creating new stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Make sure when you rebrand, you know that your music is tied to that page as well through your distributor.
Right. Yeah.
So you do that because they do that. You could tie you could connect your YouTube to your distribution as well. So anything
Okay.
you drop, it'll go to towards your YouTube. If you got TuneCore, you most definitely could do that.
Okay. Most definitely. Free game.
So okay, so we about to wrap this thing up. So any new projects besides the one that you mentioned? That's all that you got coming up for the album.
Yeah, I am working on once I drop when we got rich is not out yet. Um um
Okay.
Me and Fluid are still working on that, but that's gonna be one of the next two singles. So I am gonna drop two singles before the album and everything. So I am gonna drop When We Got Rich, and then I have this song called Beautiful Like the Morning, and
Mm,
I'm still perfecting that one because that's like my baby, and
yeah.
that's a song that's like something I really hold dear to me because it's very, it's emotional and it's very deep, and it's like shares some the traumas and stuff like that. So like Beautiful Like a Morning is a different sound. I have some stuff that there is a lot of the stuff I'm working on now there is very different. Like it's not gonna be something that that's why I don't call myself a rapper. I call myself an artist
Mm,
because it's not just your typical rap music or nothing like that. Like I want to show the versatility and in me being an artist. So I'm working on those things. But Beautiful Like a Morning is definitely one that I feel like is gonna really like have some people healing and like, you know, I think it's gonna make a big splash. So yeah.
got got you. So I most definitely appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
I
Really
had
loved your story. What you
I
said?
had fun. I said I had fun. I loved your energy, like your
Thank you.
personality. It was easy to talk to you and everything. So
I
okay.
appreciate it.
You can be one of them 1%ers, 1% of men that ain't all the same,
I'm
baby. You could be because
I've been through too much. You feel me? That's
you
one
know,
thing. I get along with a lot of people. A lot of people come to me, with their problems, and I'm a good ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judgmental. That's one thing you can't be. You have to be a listener. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm really good. That's one of my good attributes. I like to listen because sometimes you think you could be listening, but you're not.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
So you gotta most definitely listen. To what people feel and their feelings, and you have to actually act it out. Like a good listener shows you by action. You know what I'm saying? Not with words. So yeah, most definitely.
right, right.
So yeah, I'm easy to get along with. I don't judge people. You know what I'm saying? Like I accept people for who they are. You know what I'm saying? But I would not be disrespected, and I'm gonna show respect. You feel me? I always lead with respect.
For sure. And
Most
that's why
definitely.
I felt very comfortable in the interview and everything. So
I
I had a great
appreciate you.
time. I loved it. And
Okay, so
you got some tea too out of me. So
huh?
I said, and you got some tea out of me too. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We had to get that tea about you. You feel me? No sugar.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Straight tea. We had to get that tea
straight
about you for sure.
straight black tea.
I'm glad that you was able to open up. A lot of people could learn from this interview. You know what I'm saying? That's watching, men and women. Your story is powerful and very impactful. So, hopefully people could listen to this and learn from this and take something from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's story is unique. You have a unique story, and I kind of could cope with what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Especially going to prison. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. You know that ain't no place for no human. People not understanding. People that make it out of it. Everybody don't make it out of that.
Right, right.
So
For
So I salute you on that. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, everybody subscribe to Street Dialogue Podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Golden Money Team Marketing. You can follow them on Instagram at Golden Money Team Marketing. Like I tell everybody, salute Queen, and thank you
Hey.
for coming on the show.
Yes, salute King, salute King. I appreciate you for having me. Rebels. Hey.
Rebel facts. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep the mind of a hustler, hustler. Mind of a hustler, hustler.